This is an epic time in history. I don't know if you know this or not, but we are making a shift now, starting on February 4th, 2024, into period 9. This is epic. I cannot stress this enough. Every 20 years, there's a major energy shift in the world. It's a big reset. It's transformational and it's happening this year. In feng shui terms, these 20-year cycles are known as periods or ages. And we have been in period 8 since 2004. So we've been there for the last 20 years. And now we are making this shift into period 9 in 2024. We will be in this period for the next 20 years until 2044. So that's a long time. Most people only have maybe 2 major periods that they're working and greatly involved in life during their lifetime, right? Just to give you a little bit more background on this, there's actually 9 20-year periods. These are divided into 3 60-year cycles, and those 60-year cycles make up the 180-year great cycle. The 180-year cycle began in 1864, long before many of us were born. And significantly, we are now entering the last 20-year period of the great 180-year cycle. So there's a lot happening, right? Each period, just so you know, is assigned a number. And the numbers are 1 through 9. They're also assigned a trigram, except for the number 5, which does not have a trigram. And so to help you understand a little bit more where we're headed and what's in store for the next 20 years, I think it's helpful to look back a little bit on where we've been in this period 8 energy. And even period 7. So going back to period 7 was all about working hard. Period 8 was more about this whole sort of paradigm. You go to school, you study hard, you get a job, you work hard, then you retire, and then you die, right? The element associated with period 8 was earth, which is very grounded energy. It's solid. It's stable. It's like a mountain. And it's also very slow moving, right? And period 8 was really about building things slowly over time. And you'll notice that there were also a lot of young men who became successful and famous during period 8. A lot of tech startups, a lot of real estate in the matter of buying and holding on to real estate. Period 9 is very different. Period 9 is about middle-aged women, strong female leaders. It's very fast-paced, so it's not this slow energy. It's very much about fast-paced and doing things in collaboration with others. It's also about spirituality. So this is something that I'm really excited about because that's my forte, right? I'll talk more about that as we get into this. And then real estate, definitely still good to buy real estate in period 9, but people are buying real estate for a different reason now in period 9. They're buying it to rent short term. So more of this Airbnb, VRBO kind of stuff, right? It's quick contracts is kind of the energy around the real estate. And then there's going to be a lot of space exploration this year. Of course, more technology and AI and all of that kind of stuff. So to understand period 9 a little bit more, it's important to look at its element. In feng shui, we have 5 elements that we work with. And as I mentioned, period 8 was the earth element. Period 9 is fire, a completely different element. And the fire energy is hot, it's dynamic, it's fast-paced, it's temperamental, it can be very volatile energy. It's not a slow thing, it's a fast-moving thing. And fire also represents charisma. Fire represents independence. And so you're going to see a lot more entrepreneurs coming to the surface, people working for themselves or setting their own schedule, having more autonomy or independence in what they're doing. And we've seen this, of course, with COVID, where people worked from home and then they got really used to that. They really liked that flexibility of not having to drive into the office. We also understand that fire in feng shui represents fame. So it's about being visible and how you show up in the world as well. And this is the time in period 9 to reinvent yourself. It's a great transformer, this period 9 shift, this energy. And it's interesting because the fire really can impact all the other feng shui elements. So with earth, we've seen this with the fires here on Maui, where the fires, burned up the land, right? Burned the grasses, singed the earth, if you will, burned wood, trees, structures, all of that kind of thing. So that's the earth element, the wood element. It burns both of those. Fire melts metal. It actually can make metal bendable, right? And fire also impacts water. It can boil water or make water evaporate. So this period 9 energy and the fire is associated with a direction, not surprisingly, of south. So south is the direction that is associated with period 9 and with this fire element. So if you happen to be missing part of your south sector in your home or your office, this is going to be a challenge for you because you're not going to be able to take advantage of all of the powerful period 9 energy. So if you are missing part of your south sector, and I'm going to go into this in another video probably about flying stars, but we essentially divide up a property in a pie shape. And so each section correlates with a direction. And so you would need to be able to find, what the shape is of your property and that south sector to determine if you are missing that south sector. If you know that you're missing part of the south sector of your home, there's a couple options. One would be to fill it in, would be to, enclose it. So if it's like a deck, and maybe you want to fill that section in to create that fulfillment of that area. Or you can also get a phoenix. Phoenix, we know, represents fire, and placing a phoenix statue, so something 3D, and I would say pretty substantial, depending on how much of the south sector you're missing. Get a phoenix statue and place it in the south sector of your home if you still have part of it, if it's not completely missing, or in any south sector of any room. Okay, that's a quick tip for you around that. In the description below, I'll put some links to a few phoenix sculptures that I found on Amazon, right? Okay, so the next thing that I want to share with you that sheds some light on what period 9 is about is the hexagram for period 9. The hexagram for period 9 is the Li, Li. That's the number 30, and this is fire over fire, right? So it's all this fire energy. And this is really about brightness. It's about clarity. The attributes to this hexagram are cohesion, so people coming together, banding together. It's illumination, so things coming to light or illuminating yourself, right? Putting a spotlight on yourself to create that fame. Brilliance also is an attribute of the Li trigram, and that's about shining inside, shining outside, right? And so this fire over fire suggests both the constant light of the sun as well as the shorter lived light of flames. And fire really depends on an inner source of nourishment to be sustained. So you are really going to need to fuel yourself for the next 20 years, meaning you need to fuel yourself with inspiration, with support, with good self-care, and to access your inner wisdom, your inner knowledge, your intuition, because everything that you need to know is within you. And you need to be able to tap into that to create success in this period 9 for the next 20 years. We also need to be careful in period 9 of burning too hot. So kind of getting out of control, or burning out. So letting your light die. So there's those two potential challenges with this period 9 fire energy. It does mean, though, in period 9 that you're going to have flashes of insight. Make sure that you capture them, right? So these are ideas, sparks of ideas. Capture them. And then also be aware of the signs and messages that are all around you. And this is something that is in my wheelhouse, teaching you how to connect with your angels and guides, how to see the messages, how to understand how you're being communicated with by your angels and guides, and how to tap in more deeply into your inner knowing, your soul's wisdom, and this guidance from your angels and guides, right? So if you want help with that, schedule a time to chat with me. There's a link to that below. And then this is also a time in period 9 to truly see other people. So this hexagram shares with us as well, to see that light inside as well as outside. I love this I Ching book by Hilary Barrett, and I'll put a link to this below too if you're interested in learning more about the I Ching. I Ching is a divination tool. We use 6 coins, and there's a process that we go through, but we essentially call it throwing the coins or tossing the coins. And with the 6 coins, we create 6 lines. Right? And so the long solid line is a yang line, and the dashed line is a yin line. And so there's this energy of yin and yang, and you see that on this hexagram of fire over fire. It almost looks like a little road, I think, when you look at just the fire by itself. It's the 2 solid lines with the dashed line in the middle, which to me, looks like a road, a path, right? And so anyway, Hilary Barrett, I like this book because she has questions that she poses for you to think about. So these are some questions for you to think about during this whole 20-year period. What do you see? What is visible around you? What are you seeing? What are you noticing? So really being observant, paying attention to things. And then what does that mean? Is it a sign for you? Is it a message for you? Does it give you an idea about something else? And then the last question is, how can you nourish and sustain a high level of awareness? So one of the things that I know that helps me be more present and more aware is meditation. That is just something that calms my mind, clears my head, and allows me to be more present in my day-to-day life. So thinking about how can you nourish or sustain that high level of awareness. Okay, so now I want to share with you those 9 tips for success in period 9. And I also have 5 bonus tips for business success. So if you have a business or you're thinking about starting a business, there's a lot of entrepreneurial energy that's coming in for period 9. So if you're thinking about that, I've got some tips for that as well. So tip number 1, connect with community. This is a time for collaboration. So connect with other like-minded souls. Look at how you can collaborate with others. How can you create something together? But also to connect with your tribe, right? The people that you resonate with, people that are like-minded. So finding a community that you can associate with and connect with is really important in period 9. Tip 2, shine your light. So share your gifts, especially spiritual, as people are going to be seeking this. And I heard someone say the other day that this new age that we're coming into, and they weren't referring to period 9 because they aren't feng shui people, so they didn't know anything about that, but they were talking about the training wheels are coming off. So we've been preparing for this. A lot of us spiritual people have been preparing for this time for years and years and years. So the training wheels are coming off and it's time to get out there, put yourself out there, share your gifts, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people seeking this. Tip 3, be flexible. So this is really important, and I talk about flow a lot. It's very important to be able to go with the flow and to follow the energy of things, and that's going to be really crucial in period 9. So being flexible, don't be rigid, allow yourself and your ideas and your thoughts and your actions to shift according to what you're seeing, okay? Tip 4, do things outside your comfort zone. So I talked about shining your light. Some of you are still sort of in the closet about your spiritual gifts, right? So this is a time to do things outside your comfort zone. Being outside of your comfort zone is where the magic happens. This came up in the video I did on the animal energies for this year. So check out that video. And the magic happens outside the comfort zone for the rabbit in 2024. But this is really true for all of us in this period 9. So doing things outside of your comfort zone is going to be beneficial for you. That's where the success and flow will happen for you. Okay. And tip 5 around this is what others think of you is none of your business. So ignore the criticism. There may be some people that are uncomfortable with you stepping out, with you shining your light, really just ignore that. Tip number 6 is, if you're a woman, step up and lead, because this period is all about women, and particularly middle-aged women. Even if you're not a woman, you can embrace this feminine energy, this feminine power that's coming up by making your business female friendly, and being courageous is part of this stepping up as well, right? Tip number 7, focus on your inner life and tending your fire within. This is going to be crucial. There is going to be a lot of volatility with all of this fire energy. There's going to be a lot of things happening in the world, and it's going to be even more important than it's ever been before for you to take care of yourself by going within, by focusing on processing your emotions, by focusing on feeling what you're feeling and working through it versus, lashing out kind of thing. So, and again, if you need help with that, my Love Your Life program walks you through all of that. And it's really so valuable to have those tools to know how to navigate when something comes up in your life, and not just in your life, but in the world, right? So that is really important this year, focusing on that inner life and finding and tending that fire within. Tip number 8 is taking fast action. You don't need to be fully ready. Just go. The fire energy in period 9 is just do it. Just go and do it. Don't spend a ton of time thinking, overthinking, and rethinking everything, right? Just do it. Take action fast. And that's also true when you get an idea, right? When you get an idea, the time to act on it is now. It's not down the road, because someone else is going to come in with that same idea potentially and grab it. So fast action. The last tip for success in period 9 is to find a mentor. It's just really important to have someone that you can go to, someone that you can ask questions of, someone that can guide you, someone that has more tools than you do, right? This is especially important to learn how to connect with yourself, with your angels, with your guides. And the mentorship piece of things is having someone that can help you navigate the challenges that are occurring. And I would love to be that person for you if it feels aligned, and if it feels aligned on my end as well. So that's something that we can definitely talk about. Schedule a Love Your Life discovery session, and we can see if it's the right fit for you. Okay. Now we have those 5 bonus tips for businesses and for business success. So tip number 1 for business to be successful in period 9 is be seen, be an influencer, build your brand, get out there, put yourself out there. Don't be the best kept secret, right? Get yourself out there, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just show up. Tip 2 for businesses, be inventive, be creative. How can you do something better, faster, in a different way than anybody else that's doing it? Okay. Tip number 3 for businesses is be the expert. So this is really going to be valuable during this time period where people are going to be seeking advice. They're going to be seeking mentors. They're going to be seeking people that can advise them. And so if you are an expert in something, you are going to do well in period 9. If you're not already an expert, what can you become an expert in? Or what expertise do you have that you've not been sharing, right? So whether it's coaching, consulting, maybe it's teaching or educating, that type of thing. It could be a counselor or a mediators also, right? People that help navigate those challenges as well. And then tip number 4 for business is provide a service that others need and don't want to do themselves. As things speed up with this fire energy, people aren't going to have time to do a lot of the things that they're now doing. And so what service can you provide that will do it for them, right? And do it quickly is kind of the key with that, right? And then tip number 5 for businesses is tap into the business of spirituality, of self-care, of mental health, of physical health even, right? All of those things are going to be really bubbling to the surface in period 9. So if you don't already have a business, create one that is associated with something to do with spirituality, self-care, mental, emotional health, physical health. Or how can you use part of your current business to address issues that people are having in these areas of their lives? So those are the top tips for you for navigating in period 9. I would love to help create a horoscope for your home so that you can see how the energy is landing for period 9 in your home, because it does shift. So it was in one place for period 8, and now we're in a new period. So the energy in your home has shifted. So what's been happening in the past 20 years may be different now, because the energy in your home is different. I'd love to help set you up for success for the next 20 years, as well as for this year. So check out that home horoscope, Flying Star Consult, and let's chat about how I can help you.